Welcome to the Windy City Rundown. Yeah, what's up? Welcome to another great episode of the Windy City Rundown. I am Eric Avila. That is Jose Contreras. And we are here live for you once again on a Wednesday. Guys, make sure you follow us on all the social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all the social media platforms. Hit the like and subscribe button on YouTube. Hit the bell to get notified when our shows are live on Facebook and on YouTube. And also hit the little bell and also like and share our episodes on Facebook as Jose is playing the intro in the background. Jose, what's up, man? How are you today?
I don't know what's going on over here, but that was playing. What's going on, Eric? We're here. Packer Week, baby.
Packer Week. Yes, indeed. And Jose, I think this is probably the most confident we're coming in. You know what? We've been confident the last time too as well. But this time it feels a little bit more different than usual. As you say, Packer Week as the Bears defeated the Browns on Sunday. Here at home, 31-3, and probably the most dominant fashion. I think we needed one of these games in the Chicago Bears leading up to any matchup, especially leading up to the Packers week. Let's talk about that game real quick before we talk about Bears-Packers. Jose, a very dominant performance from all three phases of the team, special teams, defense, and offense. Jose, it's what we needed, right? It's what we craved. It's what we asked for, correct?
100%, man. It's exactly what we needed. It's exactly what the Bears, I felt like they needed that type of momentum coming into this Packers game, especially because last time we lost to the Packers in a really close game. So having that momentum coming in here, knowing that not just that you got to win, but you got a decisive win. You got a win. You beat up the Browns. You legitimately beat up the Browns on all phases of the game.
Right.
That right there, for every single person on that team, should feel really good coming into this week.
Yeah, 100%. And honestly, it was like we talked about. I don't think we had. I think for the first time we kind of felt a little bit more comfortable just enjoying and watching the game on how the Bears just overall just dominated the whole entire performance from start to beginning. Yes, it was against the Browns. Let's not, whatever the case may be. It's still an NFL team at the end of the day. It's still a team that you play on your schedule. You got to beat up on the bad teams when you get them in the schedule, Jose. And it was one of them. And to be completely honest with you, Jose, we needed it. I don't think we can stress that enough how bad we needed a game like this for the Chicago Bears, just because of all the games that they have put us in with the last couple of weeks and literally throughout the whole entire season. How many close games that go down to the wire? It just felt fine. It felt good. It felt relaxed for the first time watching the Chicago Bears on Sunday in a dominant performance.
Yeah, 100%. Sorry, I'm messing with the overlays. But yeah, no, it felt good being able to win. It felt good seeing Caleb Williams and DJ Moore connect not once but twice in the end zone. It felt good seeing our running game is still strong. Our defense is still creating turnovers. This.
With what?
Eric,
I have the show on.
Eric, you're not muted.
Sorry, I loaded down my.
You're not muted, buddy.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
No, we've been heard you.
Can you hear me? Am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
Cool. Sorry, technical difficulties over here. I apologize. Jose, it needed like I said, just felt right. The offense was doing good, running game was still good. I mean, Myles Garrett almost got the sack record on Caleb Williams. I ain't gonna lie, I think it was pretty dope to see him kind of break the record. I mean, on the Bears and whatnot, just to see, just a dominant guy. I mean, he did cause a lot of chaos on the defensive front. I mean, the Browns are coming in, even though they were bad, a 3-10 team, whatever the record is, 3-11. There was still a formidable defense, and Caleb and that offense kind of torched them. Kind of torched them on the end. I mean, the 2 touchdown passes that they had to DJ Moore finally getting on the board. 69 yards off of 4 receptions, 2 touchdowns. We kind of needed it after having only one reception for minus 6-7 yards last week. or not even that, minus 2-3 yards. Again, he stepped up. No Roma Dunze was called out before the game. Everything just lined up perfectly for the Chicago Bears on Sunday, man, and it was needed. It was definitely needed, especially for what we got coming up, Jose, this upcoming week. You're watching the Winning Season Rundown here on Facebook and on YouTube, guys. Make sure you follow us, like, subscribe, all our Facebook pages. All our Facebook page, on our YouTube page, all our social media platforms. Just follow us. But Jose, real quick, let's talk about what's up, what's coming up this week. After the win on Sunday, Jose, the Bears are finally number one in the NFC. Oh, I forgot to put NFC North, not in the NFC. NFC North, number 2 overall in the overall NFC. Jose, the number 1 team in the NFC North. That was a big win, especially thank you to the Denver Broncos for beating the Green Bay Packers on Sunday too, as well. This is a confidence booster, not only that for the Chicago Bears, but just all for the city of Chicago, especially Jose, when we have this game coming up. Is this game on Sunday a must-win for the Chicago Bears?
100%, dude. This is a must game. This is a must-win, not only for the NFC North, but in all reality. In all reality, you cannot lose to the Packers twice and feel good going into the playoffs. And let's be honest, you could lose to the Packers and still make the playoffs, right? But at the end of the day, it's not going to feel good losing to that team twice in 3 weeks. Twice in a season, twice in 3 weeks. Especially after what Ben Johnson said in the beginning of the season. It feels good to beat Matt LaFleur twice a year. You don't want to lose to him twice a year. This game is 100% a must-win game because it's on our home turf. Right now the Packers have all the bragging rights. We need that back. Not to mention, they're hurt. They're hurt. Yeah. They're injured on that team. So if you lose to a Michael Parsons-less Packers, or who knows if Christian Washington's going to play? Who knows if Jaden Reed is going to play? But if you lose to that team who's hurt all across the board, it's not a good confidence booster going into the 49ers game.
No, definitely not, Jose. And you're absolutely right. It's unfortunate. We don't want to see no injuries, right? We don't want to see no type of injuries to any type of players. We all wish them a very healthy season, from here on out. No matter who the team is, no matter who we play against, right? We want everybody to be injury-free. It's highly impossible, but injury-free is most impossible. But I think this is another perfect opportunity for the Chicago Bears. And again, a string of, I don't want to say good luck, but definitely a lot of good has came the Chicago Bears' way this is going to be. We didn't face Lamar Jackson, even though we lost against Huntley. We didn't play against Joe Burrow. We're not going to have Michael Parsons this upcoming week. There's been a lot of injuries against the opponent sides this upcoming year. This whole season. Cool, whatever. We'll take what we can take. We place whoever we place against in our schedule. But you're absolutely right. It doesn't downplay on if he's not playing or not. It's still Bears Packers. It's a must win because not only that, just because it's the Packers, but there's a lot. There's a lot hanging on this game. You beat the Packers, you're up probably like 2 games on the Packers because you have the head-to-head. And then another NFC conference win, another division win on top of that. There's a lot at stake for this game, and the fact that it's on a Saturday, a national programming game on Fox. At 7:20, where the whole nation can see. It's another game for the Bears to display themselves that they could be legit contenders. Because I still feel like the Bears, they're noticed by the national market, but they're still not respected by the national market still as well. I don't think they still have given them their flowers just yet. But a game like this, a game where we need to turn for the Chicago Bears' luck for the whole entire season, has to turn on Saturday here at home against the bitter rival, and hopefully it turns our luck for the next, 4, 5, 6 years down the road when we play some again 3 more twice a year. But a game that we need, and we need to turn to our favor sooner rather than later with the win on Saturday.
It's the one thing I can say about this season, and we started off like, oh man, like games that we would normally lose, we're winning, right? We're getting the ball bouncing the right way, field goal blocks, or stuff like that. But since that Eagles game, since we You know, since we beat the Eagles, this team just seems legit in so many different ways. And then that Packers game right after, you know, we were close.
Yeah,
We came back. We almost won that game. The Browns we decisively beat.
100%.
Where I just feel like this is a whole different team than we were at the beginning of the season. And I'm excited, man. I'm super excited for this.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I think I'm pumped for this game too as well. I mean, there's a lot at stake. I mean, name me, and then I'm starting over here, but name me, or when was the last time that the Chicago Bears played an important regular season game ever? Like, how long has it been that we have a game of this magnitude in our schedule that has so many playoff implications, a playoff atmosphere in a regular season where there's still the games left to play? It's been a very long time, a very long time. I think the last time I can remember was when we lost to the Packers, unfortunately, here at home to make it to the playoffs on that Sunday night game or Sunday mid-afternoon game. Like, it's been such a long time, and it feels so good. And I honestly, Jose, I know a couple of weeks ago when we played against the Packers, I told you guys, like, I haven't had this feeling in such a long time of knowing and understanding what a playoff game feels like, or a playoff atmosphere game feels like. A couple weeks against the Packers, and quite frankly, I miss that feeling, and I'm gonna get that feeling. Hopefully, I get that feeling again on Saturday here in Chicago, or when the Bears play against the Packers here in Chicago. But it just feels right that the Bears are in this predicament in playing a very important regular season game this late into the season.
Yeah, man. This is what playoff football is about. To us, it's almost we're already in the playoffs. We have some playoff contending teams the rest of the way. We have the Packers, the Niners, and we have the Lions who are vying to get into the playoffs. And these games are important for us because the Lions could get in with us losing. With us losing the next two out of the next three, you know, especially with them at the last game, like they could get in. So this is the playoffs for us now. We're in. We have the toughest remaining schedule, the whole NFL, and like you're right, it's fun. This is fun. This is already a success in my book this season. It's already a success.
Me too.
We got 10 wins. Like never in our wildest dreams did we think or feel that we were gonna have 10 wins in the beginning of the season, especially how last season ended, or not ended, but like how last season transpired. You know what I mean? Like nobody thought this was gonna happen. So the fact that we're here, we have 10 wins. It's Packers week. You know, we got the Niners and the Lions next, and this is, you know, we're right now in first place in the NFC North. We control our own destiny, and this is fun, Eric. I'm enjoying this. This. You're starting to see this team fire on a lot of different cylinders, man. And yeah, man, it's fun. It's 100% fun. Let's get into the comments, Eric. We have Tony in the comments.
What's up, Tom?
Tony, playoffs. You got that Herm Edwards voice. Playoffs. He goes, we are winning out.
100%.
13-4. He says, Eric, believe.
Oh, I believe. And honestly, I do believe, and I really want that to happen. You know, I know these next 3 games are going to be difficult. They're going to be very tricky. Even though 2 out of the 3 games are here at home in Chicago, they're still going to be tricky because these, like you said, these are playoff caliber teams that we're going up against, right? Especially the 49ers game where they still have something to play for and still get in the top seed in the wild card, and hell, probably even play spoiler for us and putting us out of the NFC North division lead, depending on what we do against the Packers. 110%. You know, we got to win the 2 out of the next 3 games. That is a must. The two most important games are the Packers and the Lions. The 49ers game is important too as well on standing wise and whatever position you want to be in the NFC. But definitely, you know, in our own division, the Packers and the Lions for sure. But I do believe, I'm with Tony. I honestly do believe we could actually win out these next couple games and win the next 4 games, because you know how difficult it will be for any team, depending on who we play against. Let's just say, for example, let's get the Seahawks. Imagine the Seahawks coming here, the 49ers coming here in the middle of January, right? The Lions, if the Lions get in, an indoor team coming in here in mid-December, right? Jared Goff does not play well in cold weather. We might see that on the last game of the season against the Lions here in Chicago. You know, we're definitely going to see that. To have bear weather, quote unquote, if you want to call it like that, but to have cold weather game implications and your home turf, you might not have it just for one, but for 2 games, I'll take that any day out of the week.
100%.
I would take that any day out of the week. Tony goes, and you could join us too, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching, Tony. Thank you for joining us and everybody else. You could also join us via Tony in the comment section like he has here, or the link is also here provided on our Facebook and our YouTube page for you guys to join us. Click the little link, tell us you want to join in. We can see you guys, and we'll put you guys on the show as well. But it says Steelers are throwing the Lions out. The Steelers also had playoff implications too as well. They could basically win the AFC North with the win on Sunday against the Detroit Lions if they want. It's there for them. It's there for the taking. And it could probably take care and handle the Lions game, where the last game of the season won't be as important if they do end up winning against Sunday against the Steelers. But we got to control our own destiny first. We have to focus on what's at stake for us here and only focus on the Chicago Bears. And that's facing the Packers that we haven't had that much success since the turn of the 21st century.
Yeah, and that's the thing about that Lions game. Regardless whether I don't see the Steelers throwing the Lions out. To be honest, I think that Bears Lions game at the end is going to be a pivotal you're in or you're out type of game. And how sweet will it be for the Bears for our head coach Ben Johnson to eliminate the Detroit Lions from playoffs contention? That should be sweet. But they're thinking the same thing. They already 100%. Whooped us. They mollywopped us. They killed us the second game of the season this year. That was their revenge. They got the revenge. Now it's our turn. Now it's Ben Johnson's turn to show them what they're missing and why he was a huge part of their success the last few years. But I do see that game happening. That's going to be a really good game, a really cool game. But it's Packers week. We got to worry about these guys. We're going into this game, like I said, with a chip on our shoulder, but at the same time with a horseshoe. Because again, no Micah Parsons. That's a huge blow to that defense. Huge blow. So this offense needs to take advantage of that. And whether Christian Watson plays or not, he's not going to be as fast. He's not going to be as spry as he was in the first game because he torched us in that game. He's hurt. He's definitely hurt going into this game. If he plays, he'll probably be limited. Probably won't be a big impact like he was in that last one. So it's looking good for us right now, bro.
Jose, what's the most important key for you for this upcoming game on Saturday against the Packers? Like for you, who needs to stand out the most on Saturday?
It has to be Caleb. It has to be our quarterback. Look, if there's anybody on the Bears that has a bad taste from that game, it's Caleb because of how it ended. It ended on a interception. The game ended on an interception. It could have ended on a game-winning or at least a tying touchdown, right? It could have ended of us tying the game, maybe going for 2 or kicking the field, regardless, right? We could have won. We didn't. So at the end of the day, Caleb needs to stand out more than anybody. He needs to torch the Packers. He needs to come out, guns blazing, firing on all cylinders. He needs to be the one, in my eyes, to not only show us, but show them this is going to be his division for years to come.
100%. That's a good choice. And probably one of the most obvious choices too, as well as Caleb Williams. My key is the defense. I think the defense needs to kind of have somewhat of that type of game that they played against the Cleveland Browns. Obviously, it's a tick better in talent, tick better team in the Green Bay Packers and the Cleveland Browns. But give me something near of that performance. Give me something where you disrupt Caleb. What's his name? Jordan Love. Make it not that easy for them to have those big plays downfield. Obviously, Shedeur Sanders had 2 big plays in that game, and that's going to happen with this defense, unfortunately. But minimize those plays. But don't let those plays become touchdowns. That's what happened to those 2 Christian Watson touchdowns. How long were those plays? This defense needs to step up, and I think it's a confidence booster that this defense got against the Cleveland Browns on Sunday. Then hopefully it carries on over against the Green Bay Packers on Saturday, dude. And yes, Caleb Williams will always be the answer for us, and 8 out of 10 times throughout the game. But this game needs to be, the defense needs to show up and show out for this game too as well, to help that offense to have that type of success that they had against the Cleveland Browns. It's not going to be easy. No. But I can't see it happen where it becomes destructive because how bad this mojo is. And Jose, I'm gonna give you a fact that I read on social media today. There are 2 teams in the NFL that following after they finish playing that game, the following result, they end up losing. The Denver Broncos and the Chicago Bears. Those are the only 2 teams that a team that has faced them the week after, they end up losing. How is that reason? Well, the Bears bruise and batter you with the running game. We've seen it time and time again throughout the whole entire season and how badly these teams have come out and get ran over and mollywopped and ran over and mollywopped over and over on the running game. And for some reason, the Denver Broncos too as well, they destroy you. You saw that the running game of the Denver Broncos on the Packers and how they kept running them over, mauling them over. And for some reason, every time that they play against them, they end up losing the next game, win or loss. So hopefully that still comes into fruition on Saturday that the Packers just played the Broncos at Mile High. Maybe. Hopefully that trend still continues. Real quick.
It's a tough stretch for the Packers going from Bears to Broncos to Bears. Yeah, it's tough for sure.
It's a super tough stretch. And then I don't think it gets easier for them because they still have, they got the Vikings left. And I think they still got the Ravens, if I'm not mistaken, too, as well. No way, bro. They're coming to be spoilers. The Detroit Lions. It depends. It depends, Tony, what happens. If they end up being the Steelers, then sure, they might come in spoilers because at the same time, they still have a playoff push to go for themselves, too, as well. No playoffs for Detroit. That's what he says. And revenge is bittersweet for both Packers and Lions. And Caleb knows it. I think Caleb knows it. I think Ben Johnson knows it. I think this whole entire team knows it. They know the fact that the next upcoming games is how they got their ass whooped against the Detroit Lions in the second game of the season, and how the game finished off, especially on Caleb's end against the Packers a couple weeks ago. When you see the rundown here on Facebook and on YouTube, guys, thank you guys for watching us. Share, like, subscribe to our shows. Hit the little bell on Facebook and on YouTube to get notified when our shows are live. Normally it's on Tuesdays at 7:30. We ended up extending it for a day or the following day. But guys, always follow us on all our social media platforms. And like I said, like and subscribe on our Facebook page, like and subscribe and share on our YouTube page too as well. We appreciate you. Like Tony's on here too. We appreciate you guys and appreciate the support as well. Man, dude, I don't know. This feels good. I love it. I love playoff football. I love playoff atmosphere football. I love everything about this. I love that the Bears are important and having a good primetime flex game on a Saturday because the Bears are good. This feels right. This feels like how it's supposed to be year in and year out. Unfortunately, it hasn't been like that throughout our adult life for the Chicago Bears. But, man, this just feels like you just have an extra pep in your step because the Bears are finally good. I don't know about you, but I feel great.
Yeah, man, I feel great. I feel great. I feel excited. It should be fun. It's just fun. It's fun to be in this moment, regardless how the season ends. This year, just to be here, just to have a team that we know is exciting enough to compete, is all we ever really wanted, man. And
Right.
and the sky's the limit. It's only year one under Ben Johnson, so who knows what happens from here on out. But to me, it can only be good.
Sustained success is what I preach and what I wanted for the Chicago Bears, and I feel like we finally got it. We got the head coach. We have the quarterback. Not a lot of people believe in the quarterback, but I do. And you know what? Speaking of that, Jose, I want to bring up to you what John texted us in our group chat earlier today about how Caleb Williams needs about 900 yards to finally have that 4,000-yard passing yards for the Chicago Bears that are the only team that doesn't have one so far. But is that really important to you right now, Jose? If Caleb Williams actually passing for 4,000 yards, like, do you care? Do you not care? If the Bears weren't having this type of season, would have made you care a little bit more about Caleb Williams' success? Where are you at right now about that? Like, do you want Caleb Williams to reach that 4,000-yard passing this season?
No, because the way he's playing is working for the Bears. Caleb doesn't need to throw for 4,000 yards because we're 10-4. I feel like the reason why Caleb isn't at 4,000 yards is because our running game has been so spectacular this year, and that's a good thing. That's not detrimental to Caleb. It's nothing bad going against Caleb or his numbers. if our running game is strong and if our running game is working against these other teams that we're facing, then that's a good thing. That means Caleb doesn't have to throw for 4,000 yards. You know what I mean? So like to me that works out. To me that's great. Let's continue that. Um, I'm not worried about 4,000 yards. He could try for that next year. You know what I mean? But as far as this year goes, we don't need it because it's unnecessary. It's we're 10-4. Our running game is working. Our passing game whenever he needs to is working. We have one of the best offensive lines this year, which is great. Let's continue that, man. Let's not worry about 4,000 yards. That's not important right now.
In fact, I'm with you on that one too as well. I mean, like you said, it would have been somewhat of an importance if the Bears were, I don't know, 6-8, 8-6 on the cusp of the playoffs. But we know that the Bears are just missing a little something, even though they still are. But just missing that little things here and there that can make the team better and take us to the next step, right? Like you said, the Bears are now 10-4. They're in first place in the NFC North. They're in second place in the entire NFC. This is a very good team so far. The running game, like you said, has been phenomenal, has been exceptional. We can take that where we want to take it. Tony agrees with you too as well. Nope, the team is winning, and that's all that matters. Personal accomplishments are just the cherry on top of the season. 100%. And he has 3 games to do so. He has to throw at least on average of 298 or 289 yards per game for the next 3 games to reach that 4,000 level or 4,000 passing yards. To me, that's kind of minute. That really doesn't matter. As long as the team's winning, that's all I care. Now, mind you, I am also the one that also said that, you know what, Caleb does need to break every Bears passing record or every Bears quarterback statistic that they had. And you know what, if he passes Kramer this year, because he didn't pass for 4,000 yards, like 3,900 and something, very, very like around that, give me that. As long as Caleb's name is on every Bears passing record book, that's all that matters. The 4,000 yards could come. The 30 touchdowns could come later on. This is his first year in the system. Take it. Take what you can and run with it. I'd rather have the 10-4 than Caleb's accomplishments. And even though, on top of that, Jose, he's still progressing. He's still learning. He's still doing the best he can under this complex offensive team or offensive playbook that Ben Johnson has. And he's still learning, and he's still getting better, and he's getting better week after week after week. His decision-making is exceptional. How many times have we seen him throw the ball away? His sack numbers have been reduced dramatically from last year to this year. You see him making those smart plays. Yes, everybody's complaining about his completion percentage, Jose, but guess what? Most of those passes, granted, he has overthrown players. I get that. Wide receivers drops balls. I get that. But to me, the most important part of it all, Jose, is that he's throwing them away and not getting the sack, not getting those negative plays. Those hurt the completion percentage, but guess what? Those are good plays to me. I don't care about a certain percentage. Just get the right plays and get your layups and do the right plays correctly. And those numbers could come later on in life because we're going to have a franchise quarterback for the next 10 years with Caleb Williams.
Yep, I agree. We have a franchise quarterback for the next 10 years. It'd be different, Eric. It'd be different if we weren't a winning football team. It'd be different if we were struggling in our offense and you could say, okay, why isn't Caleb, why hasn't he thrown? Why hasn't it been working out for him? Why isn't he going to 4,000 yards? But we don't need it. This offense under Ben Johnson is a run-heavy offense. And you've seen it in Detroit. When he had a two-headed monster with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. Now he has it here with DeAndre Swift and Kevin Monangai. These guys know what they're doing. It's working. That's why teams don't want to play us because we're physical. We're physical on the line, both offensively with the offensive line and the running backs. We're physical defensively. It's tough. It's a tough team to play, the Bears. And yeah, man, I mean, we don't need 4,000 yards right now. We really don't.
No, we really don't. We need wins and wins to come in galore. And hopefully wins enough or just win enough for you to get the 2 seed for all I care. Because the Bears can either be the number 2 seed or they can even be, 6? The 6th seed, 5th seed, depending on what the outcome is with the Green Bay Packers. You cannot lose this Saturday. This Saturday is you must not lose this game. It's not a must win. You must not lose, if that makes any sense. because of your path of the playoffs, your positioning in the playoffs, and the fact that you have a game and a half above the Green Bay Packers, and on top of that, one more win can solidify you. Getting to 12 wins is the goal for the Chicago Bears to have this NFC North. And then after that, we're golden, Pony Boy. We have playoff football. We have home field advantage for at least one game. We win that one game. We have it for the second one. Then after that is crazy. And what's funny, because I sent you guys a text message earlier on the odds that were the Bears. I sent you guys like, which one should I pick? And I'm really leaning on the Bears making it to the NFC title game. I feel that confident, especially if it runs through the Chicago, at least, the first two games of the playoffs. Give me that. I'll take that any day. What did Tony has on here? Tony says, just imagine Coach has not opened up the whole book of plays 100%. And I don't think we're going to see his whole entire playbook up until, what, in 2 more years? Maybe even a little bit of next year. Caleb is grasping this playbook well enough to know that he's opening up a little bit more and more each and every week. And I feel like by the end of next year, Caleb will have this book down pat. I do believe that. But you're absolutely right, Tony. He still has not opened up his whole book of plays. We have such a great coach. We have a great head coach. We have a great defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator. He's young, but he knows he has some impact on the Chicago Bears and our offensive players. Our wide receivers coach, our running back coach, our linebacking coach, our secondary coach. Like, we have this coaching staff has put this Bears in a position. This is what happens when you put men running a football team and not mediocre coaches like we've been having the last, 10 years. We go as far back as Phil Emery after Lovie Smith. We have men coaching men to become men in the NFL. We have that and so much more, Tony. And I am glad and I am happy that the Bears finally got us a head coach. And now a quarterback. Oh, shit, it's my boy Cortez. What's up, Cortez? What up, my guys? Hashtag Bear down. Bear
What's
down.
up,
Bear
Cortez?
down.
Long
We are
time
excited.
no
The
see, brother.
Bears.
Go Bears.
The Bears are finally where they're supposed to be in playoff contention. Go Bears, man. All right, Jose. This is the time of the show where we get the predictions out. What do you have going on? Guys, give us your predictions in the comment section. You can also join us, too, if you guys want to join us. The link is in the comment section. If you guys want to talk to us, if you have any questions, link is on here if you want to join us. We got predictions coming up. Tony, thank you for jumping on. Of course, I thank you for jumping on. But, Jose, how do you see the game working out on Saturday?
Whew. Oh, man. Bears, Packers. Eric, I got the Bears. I got the Bears winning. The Bears are going to avenge their loss 2 weeks ago. It's going to be 28-17 Bears.
Oh, whoa. I like that. Cortez finally said that. Finally, we have an offensive line. 100%.
Yes, we do, Cortez. Yes, we do.
We finally do. We have an offensive line that can protect the quarterback. We have an offensive line that can give a running game an opportunity to become great. And we have an offensive line that helps Caleb Williams find those passes, find wide receivers, find tight ends as best way as possible. We got it. Now we just need to work on the defensive line, Cortez. Then we might have a whole other story. Wow, 34-20 Bears over the Packers. Oh, wow. That's a score. That's a score from Tony. I like that. I like that move. I'm leaning more towards where you're at, Jose, like a 28, like a 28-20, 28-21. Give us the cardiac Bears one more time, especially but in reverse. I feel it's like that. I still feel like no matter what, we can't, as much as confident as we are about the Chicago Bears, as much as we're like in this high right now about our Chicago Bears. It's still the Green Bay Packers at the end of the day. Jordan Love, what kind of Jordan Love we're going to get, I don't know. But for somehow, some way, Jordan Love against the Chicago Bears just shows up and show out. And I just hope that the luck turns for us this week. excuse me, give me again 28-21 the Chicago Bears over the Green Bay Packers. It's going to be really similar to what we had a couple weeks ago, minus Michael Parsons. This Packers defense is still good enough, to cause chaos. They were a top 5 defense last year, top 10 defense last year without Michael Parsons. With Michael Parsons, they're a little bit more better. They create a lot more pressure. Yes, it's a big-ass loss. They don't have Michael Parsons, but this team is still good enough on defense to do it. Cortez says 28-14. Wow, you guys really have some big scores for this game, huh? I mean, hey, look, I get it. I understand. We've never had an offense that's been a top 5, top 10 in any offense category ever in the Chicago Bears history. Maybe that Mark Trestman year for that 1 year, but that's about it. But, it actually looks consistent and actually looks good enough. I get that. 28-14, though, it does seem like a lot. And I still have my concerns about the Bears, secondary.
I wasn't far off. I took the same thing, 28-17. I think what happens, Eric, is it's close. It's a close game up until, the fourth quarter. I think the Bears blow it wide open. I think they score. If anything, I could see it going 17-14 in the fourth. And then, I can see it 14-14 in the fourth, and the Bears scoring 2. You know what I mean? And stopping the Packers. I just think it's going to be tough for the Packers to come and play in this environment, down all the guys they're down. I could totally see the Bears having their way with the Packers. And look, Packers fans are going to be salty no matter what. They're going to be like, oh, well, you beat us when we didn't have our best defensive player. But hey, it is what this is an NFL season. This happens every single year for a lot of teams, man. You got to play the game no matter what. You got to beat the Bears no matter what. Because then if the roles are reversed, the Packers fans will be like, oh, we beat you guys without blah, 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 and this person and that person. No, we're going to win. The Bears are going to prove why they stay first in the NFC North. And like I said, I truly, truly believe that that Bears-Lions game at the end of the season is going to dictate who makes it in the playoffs. So it's going to be a fun year, man.
Love it. Tony says revenge. Fuck the Packers. I agree. Yeah. Fuck the Packers. Fuck them. Right? Caesar, what up, Caesar? Big C's, our bitch for next year in our fantasy football league. What's up, my guy? 41-10 Bears. Oh, shit. These numbers are pretty high. I love it, though. I love the confidence. I really, really do. I hope so. I really do hope that we put an ass whooping on the Green Bay Packers. I'm right with you guys. I just like to be a little bit conservative because sometimes, we don't know what kind of Green Bay Packers we're going to get. Tony says the Bears made the Browns defense look bad. 100%. And whether how you want to place the Browns defense better than the Packers defense or not, they probably have the best defensive player for sure, maybe the best NFL player in Myles Garrett, the Cleveland Browns do, and the chaos and the havoc that he has caused. Michael Parsons is just probably a tick or two behind them, but still good enough to apply that pressure 100%. I mean, the Bears did make the Cleveland Browns defense look pretty bad. The Bears defense did step up. Cortez goes and he says, my problem was the O-line, not a problem anymore. Now we need to learn how to not let these teams linger. It seems like we lose the killer instinct when we are winning. 100% Cortez, and I think that is part of the growing process of an actual winning football team. Having that killer instinct and knowing how to win games. The Bears are learning how to win games in the most frantic way possible, and which is good, which is great. I mean, a win's a win in my book, dog. A win's a win. But you're absolutely right. That killer instinct will develop with the more time you guys are unison, the more time you guys spend with each other, the more everything gets more easier for everybody else, from Caleb Williams to the offensive line, wide receiver, etc. Yes, it will come with that. The killer instinct will come, but I agree. It will, but we need to know not let these teams linger. But yes, offensive line. I think we're
seeing that. I think we're seeing that though a little bit more now than we did in the in the beginning of the season. And you can see that's the Ben Johnson effect. You could see that this 100%. Guy is literally developing these players to be like, hey, we got to keep our foot on their throats. We cannot let up, not even a bit. I think the reason why it tends to show that we're letting up is the lack of talent on the defensive side. Guys, we're still not there defensively. There's still a lot of holes that got to be filled. We're winning games, but we're winning games because of turnovers. Once those turnovers are gone, our defense looks a lot different. We're still giving up a lot of touchdowns. Don't get me wrong. We didn't against the Browns, but let's be honest. Shedeur Sanders and that offense isn't clicking the way that they would want to be clicking right now. So, you know what I mean? Like, but 2 weeks ago against the Packers, our defense was getting torched all day long.
100%.
Jordan Love was doing it, and he can do it again, no matter
Yeah.
who's on the field. So, I think defensively, once we get that turned around, once we get the right players in that system, we'll be fine. Offensively, you're starting to see though that hey, when we're up or when we're coming back, the pressure's on. I mean, look at the last time we played the Packers, we lost driving down the field. We were literally in the end zone. Yeah, we were in the end zone. We were there. Caleb just makes a bad throw.
That absolutely does. And that's what, to me, again, it's going to be one of those heavyweight fights. It's going to be a hard fought game. I love the optimistic that we're going to blow these motherfuckers out. I truly, truly do. But also, you got to respect the other side too as well. The Packers are a good team. As much as it sucks for me to say that, but you also got to call it spade a spade. They're a good team, and they're not gonna go down easily.
Yeah.
Do we want to to kill to twist the knife when we have them down? Sure, 100%. But you also remember they can come back. They have a quarterback that can get you down the field. They can get a quarterback that can definitely turn this game. Caesar said to win or die.
That's how that's Bears Packers rivalry, baby. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. We
Bears
win
Packers, baby.
or we die.
Bears Packers. Oh, I don't know. You guys are pumping me up. I want to keep my score at 28-21. I really, really do. I really want to give you the extra 3 points. I want to win by double-digit margins. I really, really do. But let me keep it conservative. You guys are giving these high scores, winning by double digits. I'm staying 28-21. 28-21 Bears over the Packers. Look, until I see it with my own two eyes that the Bears can take care and handle business and beat the shit out of the Green Bay Packers, cool, great, awesome. A win's a win. But I know what I've seen the last couple of years, and especially 2 weeks ago, the tide is starting to turn a little bit. But we just need to get over that hump first. And right now, I'll take a win. However, I want to take a fucking win at this point. But give me a Bears win, 21-28. You guys give us your prediction on it here. We had 41-10. We had 31. Jose said 21. No, you said 28-17.
28-17.
28-14. We have a high scoring game for the Chicago Bears and low scoring. I love it. I want this. I want this positive. I want this optimism, and obviously the Bears Packers. Of course, you're gonna go with a little extra. Caesar says we got a beast awaken 100%, and that's the scary part. That I feel that the Chicago Bears and this offensive team, this offensive unit, has woken up and has gotten to where we need to get at that point. And it's just only going to get better. That's the scary part. It's only going to get better from here on out. This Bears offensive team just literally top 5 in almost every offensive category this year, this season. So it's only going to get better from here on out, Caesar. Only going to get better. Windy City Rundown on Facebook, on YouTube, guys. Like and subscribe on our YouTube page. Like, share on our Facebook page. Hit the little bell on both YouTube and Facebook to get notified when our shows are live. We want you guys to join us each and every week. We are here each and every week on Tuesday at 7:30. On Tuesdays at 7:30. So make sure you guys join us, follow us, and like I said, share our episodes. Game of the week, the Bears are going to send a message on Saturday night to the NFC. The team is for real. I agree with you, Tony. The team is for real, and hopefully that message is sent, and the national market will receive that notice that the Bears are legitimate contenders, even with the flaws that they have on defense, even with the lack of pass rush. This defense is still very opportunistic. They would take advantages when they ever can. A bend don't break type of defense, which is very scary at times, but also it works from time to time. And an offense that just out of nowhere, out of wind, can just score at any given moment with the quarterback that we have, with the offensive weapons that we have, with the head coach. And for the first time, Jose, I want to bring this to your attention. For the very first time, I think I feel confident in a head coach that where I look across and the other coach does not scare me, or the other coach doesn't have an advantage. Matt Eberflus never gave me that confidence. Matt Nagy never gave me that confidence. John Fox never gave me that confidence. Phil Emery never gave me that confidence. Ben Johnson gives me a shitload of confidence knowing that he can dictate a football game and be like, oh, you want to play chess? Cool, let's play 3D chess. And boom, we'll get you down there. And Ben Johnson, to me, I'll run through a wall for that pasty motherfucker. So what else we got?
Who wouldn't, Eric? I mean, that man, it's crazy the difference one coach can make. And it's not just one coach. Let me correct that, right? It's everybody in that organization now, right? It's such a complete 180, and it's crazy how last year was probably the worst doom and gloom season you could ever really have.
Oh, good, it was bad. 10 games straight that we lost.
That's what I'm saying. And now here we are, 10-4, talking about the playoffs, first place in NFC North. Like, it is wild. Like, now all of a sudden, all the Ryan Poles picks are looking good. And a lot of it's coaching, man. A lot of it's coaching. So, credit to this.
Cortez said, sure. Yeah. Cortez says, I don't think so. I think they know barely snuck in or barely snuck by because of our offensive stalls. They're scary. I promise you. Ben Johnson, 100%. Yeah, Tony Goes says the NFL knows that if they're putting them on a different schedule, so the country could see. He said, I believed in Lovey. You know what? I was very young with Lovie Smith. I did see a Super Bowl appearance with Lovie Smith. But the tail end, it kind of got stale with Lovey. I think the inconsistency of actually finding a good offensive coordinator when we actually traded for Jay Cutler kind of got staled out, kind of got, it kind of sucked. I don't think he even, knew how to – he would get the players to play 110%, but I just didn't think he had the right coaching staff built around him to match up his persona and match up to what Lovie Smith wanted to do. And that's what the Bears have right now. That every coaching staff member that the Bears have right now matters. From Dennis Allen, from Doyle, from Bieniemy, from who else? Harris, from who's the wide receiver head coach the wide receiver coach that we got from the Lions that came with Ben Johnson. What's his name? Oh my God, I forgot his name. But him too. Like it all matters. It's a team that was built, and that's what Lovey didn't have. He had great teams with him, but he never had a right coaching staff around him. Cortez also says, I thought we had a good team last year, but because of the talent, Ben is the difference, 110%. The best team we had was Jay and Hester until now.
You know what, Eric? Real quick, going back to the Lovey thing. That was the last time we had a good coach. That made a difference. That made a difference in the game. That made 100%. He knew what he was doing on the field. I agree with you. There was just offensive line. We had issues. We had issues all across the board, like in different categories in the game. A lot of it had to do with coaching. I do think almost like how Mike Tomlin is now, like where it's like okay, it's almost a time for a change. At the same time, it was a curse getting rid of him because we got rid of him when he was 10-6. When the Bears were 10-6. You know what I mean? And I kind of feel like the Steelers are kind of going through that motion now with Mike Tomlin where, hey, he has all these winning seasons. They're just not going anywhere, right? This time, though,
in the playoffs.
Yeah, 100%. This time, though, going into this year, I agree with Cortez saying that they fear Ben Johnson because of his play calling. Everything that he's doing on that offensive line, the blocking schemes, he's making Darnell Wright look like one of the best right tackles in the game today. Thanks. Crazy. Everybody was kind of like, I guess, worried that we got the wrong pick that year because what was his name from the Eagles?
Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter. Everyone was like, we should have got Jalen Carter because that was literally a pick after us. But we got Darnell Wright, and you see why that was.
No, I thought we traded it was before us because we traded that pick to the Philadelphia Eagles.
You're right. Back one spot. We got Darnell Wright after Jalen Carter, yeah. But we could have got Jalen Carter. We just traded, regardless of the fact we passed on him to get Darnell Wright, and you're starting to see why.
Yeah, 100%. He agrees. It's just not one man with our staff. 100%. Hester was a living highlight. Oh yeah, 100%. The rookie Hester was a whole different beast. Ditka, Smith, and now Johnson, the best. Yeah, 100%. I think those probably are the best Bears coach outside of George Halas. I think those are the three best coaches that the Chicago Bears have had. He said he's seen three coaches he's seen since 1979. I'm trying to get that comment, but for some reason my computer, there it is. And then Cortez says, I do agree. Lovey didn't know how to build an offensive line. Being a defensive coach, Forte was his safety. That 100%. Those screenplays, everything around him, from even Matt Forte, from even Thomas Jones. You know, Thomas Jones also bailed us out a lot of the times too, as a running game too as well. So, yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot from the Chicago Bears. I'm sorry. It was a right team for Lovie Smith. It's just he just didn't have the team that he had behind him to help him coach up the teams for sure. You think Luther would be the new Hester? No, because Luther's actually a wide receiver.
I was gonna say
Luther can actually catch the ball.
You could try him in that position to see what he can do on special teams. But I think they don't, because he's primarily a wide receiver. They want him to focus on that. But I mean, yeah. I'm pretty sure he could be that. I like Duvernay though. I feel like Duvernay, you're starting to see him, in that position, and on special teams. He's getting the ball. He's getting a good field position. I got a question for you, Eric, though, real quick, and everybody else in the chat. If you could insert Ben Johnson in one of these two offenses from the past, which team wins the Super Bowl? Would it be 2018 over Nagy, right? The year of the double doink, or the first year of Mark Trestman when we had Jay Cutler, Matt Forte, Alshon Jeffrey,
give me that one.
Give me that one. Brandon Marshall. Can you imagine a Ben Johnson-led team with that and with that offensive line and that defense? Crazy.
Give me that one. The only reason why I say it because we actually have a quarterback in Jay Cutler than we did in Mitch.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's the only reason why. Give me that team. With Marshall, Alshon Jeffrey, we still had a very good Matt Forte at that time.
Martellus Bennett as a tight end.
With the scheme. Martellus Bennett as a tight end. The defense was still led by Urlacher and Briggs. Give me that team.
We still had all the groups on the offensive line. Our offensive line wasn't the greatest offensive line, but we still had some guys on that team.
All right, give me that team. Give me that team for sure. Tony doesn't agree with Luther being the new Hester. Hester was, but you know what? Hester just wasn't. I don't want to downplay it, right? One trick pony. They tried him. He failed as a cornerback or a safety in college in Miami. Punt returner was an excellent. They tried him at wide receiver. He had a lot of bad moments and he had good moments. It just wasn't. I mean, he was just special with the kicking game, with the punt returns and stuff. So
yeah, it was. It was tough when we moved him over to wide receiver. But we didn't have good.
Sure.
We didn't have good guys around him either, though, to be honest.
No, we didn't. True. That's true. Not special team highlights. Luther got moves. 100%. You can easily tell the quick screens that they give him to Luther Burden, and how shifty he is, how he goes from one way to another. His route running abilities is just amazing. Like I think he is legit the best route runner on this team to get wide open. And then on top of that, he has the speed, and that's the killer instinct. That's something that you cannot teach, is speed. Tony said he wanted on that Nagy team. That Nagy team that had that great defense, and 100%. That would be very interesting too as well. Cortez says neither of those teams had lines either. But him and Mac, Hicks, Lovey would have had fun. Yeah, for sure. This is. I mean, enter Ben Johnson with any of those two teams. I think that you would have had magic, but I think you would have had a little bit more magic with Jay Cutler as your QB than you would have with Mitch. That's just my personal opinion. You guys know how I feel about it.
You had way more. You had way more offensively on that Jay Cutler that team than you did for sure. With the
I'm trying to remember. I know it was Jordan Howard's our running back.
Yeah, we had Allen
Robinson as a wide receiver.
Was our number one wide receiver? Yes. We had Darnell Mooney as our number two.
Mooney was our number two.
Yeah. He was tight end. He was our tight end. I think we had Jimmy Graham at one point. I think it was Jimmy Graham.
Oh, it was Jimmy Graham.
We had Jimmy Graham, though. We did, but he was for a few years. He was our number one tight end, bro.
Something about Adam. What's his name? That lanky ass tight end that we got in the second round. What's his name?
I don't know.
Adam Shaheen. Wasn't it Shaheen?
I think you might be right. but we did also have Jimmy Graham. He was just hurt, but he always was at the end of his career. But he had some touchdowns, man. He played pretty well.
What was that tight end that we got from Philadelphia that did the Philly special in that Super Bowl run? What was his name that we paid for? What was his name? Trey Burton.
Trey Burton. Oh my God.
Trey Burton. That was who our tight end was. That's what we paid for to get him. That was the guy. Nah, give me that Jay Cutler team. And now we going by offenses, bro. Just give me that Jay Cutler team, bro. I think Ben Johnson would have done wonders with that offense with Jay Cutler, Brandon Marshall, Alshon Jeffrey. Yeah, Martellus Bennett. Yo, no, that's the team. That's the team I want Ben Johnson to be coach. Oh, this is fun. You know what else is fun, Jose? You know what else would be fun? If somehow, some way, the Gary Bears of Chicago would come here in Northwest Indiana, my guy. News today. I don't know if anybody of you guys heard. I don't know if you saw it. Jose. But today, the Chicago Bears and Kevin Warren came out with a statement saying that the Chicago Bears are interested to moving to Northwest Indiana simply because of the legal action that they're having out in Arlington Heights and just in Cook County in general of them building a new stadium. Jose, my question to you and everybody else that lives around over here, guys, would you work part-time if the Bears build a stadium here in Northwest Indiana to watch the Chicago Bears on any given Sunday?
I don't know about working part-time, but am I all for them moving to Northwest Indiana? Selfishly, yes. Why? Because I live in Hammond, Indiana. I live in Northwest Indiana. So do you, Eric. So 100% it'd be for us, right? We would love for the Bears to come out here, right? It'd be closer for us. It'd be really cool. I don't know about working there, right? But unless it's a really good position, but regardless, right?
Yeah.
I am one of those guys that believe that the Bears can play anywhere, right, in the Chicagoland area, and still be the Chicago Bears, right? I really don't care where they're at, right? What I want is a new state-of-the-art stadium. I want something that we can be proud of, something that'd be really cool. Not to mention, again, imagine everything else that comes with it. Me, selfishly, I would love them to come to Northwest Indiana because they just won't be them. Then we can start hosting stuff like WrestleMania. Imagine that, 15, 20 minutes away from our house. Like, Final Fours in college basketball, like college playoffs and you know what I mean, in football. So much, literally so much stuff. Super Bowls, they're crazy. Right. Yeah. Selfishly, I would love for it to happen, but I understand the people who are straight up Chicagoans like, no, we're the Chicago. I get your gripe. These are a bunch of rich billionaires crying over stuff that they can take care of. They just don't want to. You know what I mean? That's why I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on the field. What happens in the field is what I care about.
100%. I'm right with you too as well. Let me just read them. Let me just read just this one little paragraph that kind of got my attention and the reason why this was brought up. And I quote from Kevin Warren. Consequently, in addition to Arlington Park, we need to expand our search and critically evaluate opportunities throughout the wider Chicagoland region, including Northwest Indiana. This is not about leverage. We spent years trying to build a new home in Cook County. We invested significant time and resources evaluating multiple sites and rationally decided on Arlington Heights. Our fan base deserves a world-class stadium. Our players and coaches deserve a venue that matches the championship standard that they strive for every day. With that in mind, our organization must keep credible pathway open to deliver that future. End quote.
All I got from that is it's not about leverage when we know damn well it's all leverage. They're 100% leverage. They're trying to get the Illinois Senators, whoever the fuck's in charge over there, to get them to be scared, to want to play ball with them, so to speak, in negotiations, right? But going into the comments real quick, Cortez goes on and says, yeah, Illinois is being cheap. I'm not a fan of any team not in Chicago, but so is the Bears. It's both parties. They're both being cheap. You know what I mean? He goes on and says, fuck them. They got the Colts.
Oh, come on. The Hobart Bears of Chicago sounds just mighty fine to me.
I think you're looking at Landon Gary and in Michigan City. Either way, it's crazy.
Yeah, Michigan City would probably.
This was a way to flip the finger to Illinois. Hey, I mean,
hey, look. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, Cortez, man. Because at the end of the day, like Jose said, the billionaires are trying to find a way to get the cheaper end or the less spending on that aspect, whatever the case may be. It is what it is. And right, I mean, the Bears bought Arlington Heights like what 2 years ago, and yet there still have been no shovels on the ground. There has been no talks of a stadium built. We got this one AI generated ass stadium that we got that was supposed to build on the south side here in Chicago. That hasn't happened. Well, we have renderings of stadiums all over the place. Nothing has happened. This is just like you said, he said leverage. This is a leverage play too, as well, knowing that there's an opportunity to move out somewhere. The New York Giants and the New York Jets play in New Jersey. You know, the Los Angeles Rams play in, and the Chargers play in Inglewood over there in California. The Dallas Cowboys, not a different state, but they play in a different city. There's a lot of teams that don't have the name of the city and do not play in that city/state. So it doesn't really matter to me at the end of the day. What matters to me is you get a stadium that we desperately need and want, something that's not Soldier Field, and obviously a world-class stadium for this team that's developing and building to be a powerhouse, hopefully, for the future. And give them what's right to be. Kevin Warren is right. You know, they deserve better. The coaches, the playing staff deserve a world-class stadium. And I agree. Not for us sake, like you just said, just because the Super Bowl, WrestleManias, and NCAA titles and et cetera that comes afterwards, but also the resources of them getting that money into their back pockets at the end of the day, because they're going to be, you know, getting that money for them and not splitting it with Friends of the Park or anything else for the city of Chicago. That's for sure. Oh, man. Jose, this was a great episode. This was fun.
It was fun.
This was fun to, you know, thank you to Cortez. Thank you to Tony, to Caesar, everybody else. We appreciate you guys for watching, joining us. Make sure you guys follow us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube. Hit the like and subscribe button on both Facebook and YouTube page, and share on your Facebook page on all our episodes. Make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms. And Jose, last one, Cortez says, I'm still not a fan of how Chicago. I'm still not a fan of how Chicago handles the people teams. Their city adores it. It started with Jordan, and the list goes on and on. The people in charge want profit. They don't care on what we. They don't care about what we care about. Soldier Field needs an upgrade. Bears or no. They had the opportunity, Cortez, when they put in that fucking toilet bowl inside of Soldier Field in that stadium, man, and it just it just wasn't good. I've been in that stadium plenty of times, and I'm gonna tell you that stadium is ass. It's really bad. Hey, hashtag gang.
I mean,
John Cena retired. Did you like the way how he retired?
I like how you went straight to that because you know what was coming. I'm privy to the fact. I understand why it happened. You know, John Cena, his whole career was never give up, right? That was his mantra. Besides, you know, hustle, loyalty, respect. Never giving up was one thing that he really wanted to show. But what WWE needed, right? What Gunther, who was the guy who defeated him, what he needed, they desperately needed that heel that was going to terrorize and be the big antagonist against any babyface superhero guy you have there, right? But you cannot create somebody like that unless you have them defeat an ultra hero like John Cena. That needed to happen because Gunther needs to be that super big bad heel going forward. And you can't just make that unless he takes over and defeats someone like John Cena. So having John Cena give up when his whole career he's talking about never give up, that to me was beautiful. That needed to happen. I understand why the fans didn't like it, right? Mm-hmm. But I also agree, and I also understand why it needed to happen. You know, anybody who retires from wrestling, you have to make a guy on your way out, right? John Cena, okay. Him losing to Gunther was supposed to make Gunther, as I said, to be the big bad going forward against anybody, and it works. The next night on Monday, what happened? They booed him out they booed Gunther like crazy, and that's how you know it worked. Now he's that guy that everyone is going to hate, and that's what needs to happen because you need that in wrestling. So I'm okay with the way it happened. I just think it could have been a better match. I think they could have done way more. John Cena hardly did anything, but it could also be because he's pretty old, pretty banged up. But yeah, man, I was okay with it.
Well, what was the best part about Gunther's presentation? Him calling John Cena a bitch, or him doing the "You can't see me" to AJ Styles when he drove off?
That was funny. The memes on that is crazy. To be honest. That was funny. I'll give him that.
Cortez goes 100 on Gunther. They need a new Triple H and 100 on Cena. Although Cena sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. It was good.
Thank
you guys. Thank you, Cortez.
Hold on, Eric, real quick. I just really quickly wanted to, throw out here on the show, right? Because this is what we do as friends, you and I, right? I see that title next to you, right, on your thing. You're losing that this year. You know that, right? You already got eliminated from the playoffs, buddy.
I did.
So I guess for me, right? Yeah, like in a separate league, I defeated you in the playoffs. Just wanted to throw that out there because I kind of feel like you've been neglecting me. I kind of feel like you've been avoiding me. And I feel like I have every right to rub it in your face because it wasn't that long ago when I was 0-3 in this season when you told me my season was over. I wasn't going to make the playoffs. I wasn't going to win a championship, and here I am. I went 9-2 since, and I eliminated your ass from the playoffs. So, just want to throw that out there.
That was a conspiracy for me against you and John. That's definitely for damn sure. I mean, it is what it is. I can read between the lines, but it is what it is. It was a great show. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. Thank you for hopping on. 7:30 every Tuesday. We just kind of stretch it out because of work conflict. But every 7:30 every Tuesday, like and subscribe, follow us, add us on Facebook. We add you right back. We appreciate the love and support. Share our episodes on Facebook and on YouTube too as well. Like, subscribe, all the 9. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Jose, fuck the Packers, right?
Fuck the Packers. Fuck Arsenal. No, I'm just
fuck the Packers.
Fuck the Packers.
What the fuck? What is my team that has catch it straight, bro? What the fuck? It's just strictly just Bears Packers, bro. Fuck the Packers and keep it out of
Fuck the Packers. Yep. Fuck the Packers. Fuck the Red Wings. Fuck the Milwaukee Brewers. Fuck the
Bulls. Fuck the Cubs. I'm very bad. The Bears are the only thing that's keeping me sanity right now, bro. But we'll talk about the other two teams.
Hold on. Fuck the Bulls, because the Bulls made us fucking subscribe to that $30 Chicago Sports Network. We were all in at the beginning of the year. We were like, yeah, we're back. Just for them to shit the bed and they're losing games.
Oh, like, man. Bro. I'm more mad at myself that I fell for that shit than just keeping it where I was at and just boycotting. Like, I should have just kept my boycott, bro. Like,
we were boycotting until crazy.
We might bring back that segment where we got to use our sports mulligans for a new basketball team.
No. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
The Blackhawks showed me anything otherwise. EA Pucks, baby, coming back. EA Pucks coming back, baby. Look at that. Look at that. Right there. I see the hockey shirt. You see the EA Pucks is coming back, y'all. That Blue Line podcast is coming back real soon.
That Blue Line podcast.
Love that.
All right, man. Let's get out of here. All right. Hey, thanks everybody. Really good talking to you. Everybody. Tony, we thank you. Caesar, we thank you. Eric, we love you. We thank you for being the great host. And yeah, we're here, man. We'll be here next week. Tuesday, 7:30. After a Bears victory. Fuck the Packers. We're gonna beat the Packers.
Fuck the Packers. See you guys.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
He's running like he's got a lobster down his pants, showing that he is as slippery as a bar of soap.
Like poop through a diarrhea-infected goose.
Commented about it.
That's fine. I'm not laughing about it. You think this is funny? I take this serious.
I'm
real serious. I put my heart and soul into this every single week.
Are we done here?
It's about time.